The Memphis Safe Task Force enters its third week, making more than 850 arrests, seizing 180 illegal guns, and recovering 45 missing children so far. But as the task force's presence continues to grow in the city, local leaders are sharing legal and community concerns over its operations. Here to talk more about the task force and address those concerns is Dr. Talisa Franklin, who spearheaded a community series of town hall meetings called Moving Memphis Forward. Dr. Franklin, glad to have you back. How have you been doing?
Amazing. Thank you so much, Alex,
for having
having
me. I'm feeling that energy already.
Yeah.
There's been, to say the least, so much going on in our city for the past 2 or 3 weeks with the Memphis Safe Task Force. And of course, this past week, the arrival of the National Guard. They finally made it here. What are you hearing? What are you hearing during some of your meetings? What are some of the concerns?
A lot of the concerns, people are in fear because they don't know what is happening, right? And a lot of people don't know which agency is what. One thing, I had a conversation with Chief Davies, is like, how do we identify what agency is what? Because many people don't know. So that's why the rumors was first on the National Guard was here, but it wasn't the National Guard. It was those other 700 people that was here. So we got to be very clear and get rid of the fear from our community.
But should there be fear? And obviously there should be concern about anything that we do in life, but what about when it does come to fear?
Well, one thing, we got to get the information, and we got to get the true information. A lot of times we're not getting the clear information, so we're walking around in fear. Yes, I do believe so many people are doing some things that's not right, and then we know some that's doing right. But one thing we have to do is charge our elected officials that we vote to represent us, to really represent us at the table and then come back to the community and tell us information. One thing I've gathered, Alex, from these many conversations we've had in the community, that when the community walked away, it's like, man, I feel better. I know the truth and not the rhetoric, that a lot of the rhetoric that we see online.
What are some of the questions, though, that you're hearing from the community when some of those leaders, some of the other stakeholders are actually there face to face, only several feet or maybe even inches away from them?
How long will they be here? What are they doing? Are they really, are they here for ICE, or are they for here? So a lot of people have these questions, and it goes back, what I've noticed some of the state leaders have shared is that some of the resources that we did not have, now they're now into our city, but they're wanting those resources to continue long after whatever the Memphis Safe Task Force is doing, and so that there can be a continuation of services and resources if we're truly going to combat crime, and versus just saying that we're going to put a Band-Aid on it, because there has been some things that's happening, but it's very clear that we got to have the right people at the right table to make sure we're getting the right information.
With that in mind, what does this say about collaborations, especially on the federal side, working with the city of Memphis to make this a long-term thing, especially when it comes to issues like poverty, when it comes to issues like education, when it comes to issues like housing?
So again, we have to make sure we're working on both sides, making sure everybody understands the needs of Memphis and that we need resources. Yes, we need financial resources to combat crime, to combat poverty, to combat mental illness, and to combat the school system. If we don't get those federal funds from the state, from the federal, to make sure that we're really helping versus putting a Band-Aid on something, and that's why it is imperative that we have the right leaders in the right place that's not going to just say we're working on it, but really at the table saying, if you're going to be here, then we need some of this money long time after you're gone, because we're going to be still Memphis today, tomorrow, and forevermore.
But are those leaders actually being heard, you think, and making a statement to get DC's attention to say we really need more than just a Band-Aid here?
Absolutely. And I always tell people it's about relationships. We have to build relationships, whether I agree with you or disagree, but we all can agree that we want better for Memphis. In order for us to get better for Memphis, we have to work together. And that's why I'm challenging the leaders when they come to these Moving Memphis Forwards to listen to the community. The community has needs, the community has concerns, but sometimes the community feel like they're not being heard. And then maybe then we need to ask the leaders what more of us as a community that we can do to make Memphis even better.
All right, Dr. Franklin, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back in just a moment.